Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful night. I wanted to take a little second to talk about pure irony. And I know you guys will hear me talking about not idling gods and not worshiping other gods, but I'm going to explain why I do that a lot of times. If you look at historically what's happened because of religion, a lot of times it's been really heinous and violent. But in what's actual and what's real, I'm only reading words that were perpetuated by people in power and by people who had the money and resources to put these words out here. Because I'll give you an example. If you go based on some of the educational systems in America, you will be completely blind to some of the true world history and some of the actual history in America. And so, when venturing outside the box, as I've said before, and learning things for myself, I've began to understand that a friend of mine that talks about institutions creating situations where it's us versus them. Ironically, that's true. I'm gonna say why ironically. You heard a lot of people saying on both sides of the faction, it's all about democracy and let people do what they want. And then you'll hear on the other side of the spectrum, you'll hear people speaking about anti-Semitism and stuff. Well, I was scrolling down my YouTube videos, and my algorithm showed me a video of these people that were in Christian churches. They're working on their third temple or church. And they went to the law to, I don't know how, but be able to not be shut down when creating churches to where there's no coloreds allowed. I don't care what color or group you have to be Caucasian and of a certain descent. Well, then in the same video, they showed all these people that were of different descent, but they were Caucasians, and they had a couple African American or a couple of Africans with them or whatever, of African descent, and they were doing like Norse rituals and stuff. They were like drinking from this horn, but the words they were using is "We love all. We want everybody to come in and enjoy with us." They were sitting in the woods just having fun with everybody. Now, I want to show you why that's ironic. The people who are using a based religion, a mainstream religion, are using hate speech, but they're considered the ones or the righteous ones. But even one of the women in the church said, we have a right to worship our gods. In her own speech, she said it. But then the people in the forest, they would call pagans and stuff. I want to give you another example with the African gods. They talk about how Egypt is bad. Moses was a pharaoh in Egypt. His name was Amos. He used the Amun, which is a translation of Atam, the Most High, from the mound. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because he was trying to raise back up, sort of speak, a temple that was destroyed. Now, if you hear me talking about floods and Nephilim, essentially, no matter how anybody wants to feel about this, men and women are the ones that create things. At different points in history, especially before the mass education of mainstream society was a lot more educated than what it is than what it was a long time ago. Sorry, that was a word salad. Since we are a lot smarter today and have a lot more information, then we know a lot of things aren't true. But back in the olden days, they didn't have those capabilities. They went with like a sheep herd mentality. So I brought all that up to say this. When dealing with other people's cultures and stuff, there's no way that you can say somebody's anti-Semitic and then say Egypt is evil, their gods were evil, the Pharaoh and all them were evil. But even in that same ideology and argument, and you guys will say the Norse pagan gods were evil and all that, but even in that same ideology and argument, God came from Norse paganism. Moses and Amos and all them were pharaohs that came from Egyptian culture. Moses wasn't some Hebrew, that's a lore. If you do real research in history, Amos and Akhenaten, who I think they turned from Moses and Joshua, because it would be the one that set up the temple, betrayed, and then the one that tried to rebuild it again. Just like in lore. So, everybody's going to have their culture. And the further I go into this journey and I hear different people use names for gods it doesn't bother me, because what bothers me is the spirit they have, the things they say. You think I'm even going to be able to go into that Christian church? People are going to be in a rude awakening one day, and they don't understand how or why. Everybody keeps saying Yeshua's African American and his people are African Americans. They're telling the truth. They don't want you all to know who I am. And if I speak, it's cosplay. I'm telling you what people will do. I'm not saying I'm the one and only. If you watch my videos, I'm telling you I'm here to give you. So watch. This is how I will handle a situation. Somebody come up to me ironically or something, or trying to be funny. So you're the Christ? What? No. What do you mean? Or they'd be like, who are you? Are you the Christ or Jesus Christ? And I'll be like, no, you are. And then if they have anything else to say or want to, because a lot of times what people do is they'll say, who are you? And do a miracle. But they'll be coming from that same book that says people will ask whose authority sent you and to do a miracle. I'm trying to free people from a lot of the cosplay so you can build your kingdoms and temples again. See, when you guys hear them talking about the third temple being rebuilt and all, these are that's the cosplay and stories. But when it's the way you take it from being cosplay is applying it to the real world as a metaphor. So if I was to talk to people about the red heifer, those people that were dealing with Moses and stuff were Asiatic shepherd kings and Egyptians until they mixed and made a new sex of people. Well, then you would have a more red people, a more light-skinned people, until you have the Egyptians. We're not going to pretend like Nubian, Congo, and Kush was. Anyways, so what I'm saying is I brought that all up to say that we're all brothers and sisters, because I think I lost my train of thought for a second. But the point is, people will take people's culture and then call them evil afterwards. And this is what I'm trying to get people to avoid. Some people say Yehoshua, some people say Yeshua, some people say Jesus, some people say God, Allah, those. But then after that, the architect is showing me who they are. Because no matter what, people are like, who are you? I am who I am. What's your name? I am Juannie Jr. Well, are you Jesus? I'm YahVeh. I can't believe you. Oh, did J used to be high V? Or did J used to be Y? Whatever. Did B used to be V? What is that? I'm Yehanan. They won't even know what that means when I say I'm Yehanan. You see what I'm saying? So what they're doing is they're looking for signs and reasons. They don't want a teaching or a metaphor. They don't want spiritual help. They want the and I can give you that if you really want to know the truth, but it's going to take a second or two. And when I say that, I'm not talking about magic. I have receipts in my videos. So I just basically want people to understand that when we fight and argue and call each other names and all this other stuff, sometimes it's necessary to tear something down. But the problem is a lot of people don't have the sense and the logic to do something logically to where it's not harmful and it's not creating something that causes harm. And so a lot of times there's a man named Yaju Yehuda that keeps saying only the Christ can teach the Bible. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I was like, because a lot of times it's a twofold thing. People are saying a lot about the Lord, Yahweh, Jesus, all these, which all comes back to they're talking about the Spirit. Well, me knowing what I know, they're buffing my head up. They're getting me drunk. They're getting me high and drunk. Spiritually speaking, if you could hear with the ears to understand what I'm saying. But on the other hand, there's another side that's jealous. That will hear people say certain names, phrases, and things and go like a teapot. So then it becomes a battle on my behalf to have to deal with that on the inside. And so I'll hear somebody say, I'm the Christ. And I'm like, yeah, woohoo, we are the Christ. It's two of us now. And then they might either accept that or get upset. If the person gets upset, then I know what's working within. They want to be the king. But the problem with that is, but if a person doesn't get upset and we start laughing and having a good time, then we are. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? It's now we're friends. You think, so then people that were doing the Viking rituals, I mean, whatever, that's cool, dude. But when it starts to turn into heinous stuff like harming people and buffoon land, because what I'm trying to, I give people two options. I'm like, okay, you are who you are and you got it. It is what it is. And some people can handle that responsibly. But then you have other people that just aren't ready and want to still worship things. And so I'm like, okay, but if you're not violent or harming nobody, I mean, is the Pharisees' righteousness, are these Greek Christians any more righteous than anybody else? You know what I mean? So I just want people to understand and know that we are all family. And I'm seeing a weird influx of people crying on camera, from Europe descent, crying on camera, and a lot of people complaining about Israel. And that thing about it being illegal to take a DNA test, like, it's one thing if you guys wouldn't do certain things to stop things, but when you do things like that, it's like a red flag. It's illegal to get a DNA test. You're Khazarians, Ashkenazi. Ding, 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 ding. It's like, y'all do it to yourselves. You couldn't just, you guys want to know something even funnier, which would have made it even better? They were offered land in Africa. I'm pretty sure it was a racist. I don't even know what it really was, but they were offered all this beautiful land in Africa. And you know what they did? They turned it down and demanded to go to Sodom. I'm sorry, Israel. But if I tell the truth about history and tell where Sodom really was, people will get mad. If I talk about Melchizedek being the king of Sodom, people will get mad. But it's true. So people tried to drown all these gods in a sea of, an ocean of rules and laws, and they ended up hurting themselves because certain things will not die, if that makes sense. When I say will not die, I hope you understand what that means. Like, why are we still farming to this day after thousands of years? How do we still have the knowledge of certain things? It lives on, and when people try to eradicate people to ethnically cleanse something, then their tragedy lives on and it becomes worse than before. But until people are ready to understand what that even means, I guess you all will listen to what I'm saying. Because it doesn't make sense that I can hear certain people in power talk and get sick, but then hear certain children talk and get amazed. How do children have more common sense? How do teenagers have more common sense than grown-ass billionaires? I also heard Cornel West say on a podcast, he was talking to somebody about African philosophy and us being philosophers and us having saying things. Because I'm not trying to be racist, man, but predominantly when I hear certain people talk about spirituality, God, just anything, they're either quoting direct other people, so they're just quoting lines of code, or they sound out there. The aliens are like, I'll start listening to certain podcasters. Oh, nice cat. Oh, nice this and that, and they'll start giving greetings and stuff. And then, oh, the aliens are coming to stop abortion. I'll be like, bro, everybody, every race is capable of doing this, but I'm telling you all, our knowledge has been forsaken for a long time. The African community, the African continent, indigenous peoples, and those are the forefronts of all these wonderful things that we have. Then now you see what's happening in the last two millennia when things have been switched. This is not hate speech. This is history. This is not sociopath behavior. This is psychology and truth. I've seen all people come out saying the African Americans are the chosen people because after 400, I have read about so many things in history, and not one thing have I read about people being enslaved for 2,000 years. I'm not going to keep hearing people say that Islam started the slave trade. Islam didn't exist until after Muhammad and long after that. The Catholics in them and the Babylonians in them have been from that middle land Canaan has been getting, or whatever, has been getting robbed and enslaved for a long time. But before that, the Hyksos, it's like a mind fuck because the Hyksos came and invaded Egypt. And then after that, a whole bunch of stuff started happening in Canaan for thousands and thousands and thousands of years and the nations around it. So, trying to tell people, to the best of my ability, that all this racism, misogyny, anything, it don't even take from your hearts, if you all continue to create destruction and stupidity and racism, it's going to come back around. So I'm hearing a lot of African Americans say, you want us to help? Tell the truth and give us reparations. Ding, ding, ding. Sounds like a plan to me. I'm going to show you guys how psychology works. Unaware, you don't know who's really testing you or what type of information or knowledge people are leech seeding from you. I may be using sci-fi scientific terms, but understand what I'm saying. You could be a random person who's living your everyday life. And for some reason, you always like, why do people always ask me for advice? Why do people always just random stuff, right? Why? Think about what I'm telling y'all. Every time there's any type of, what's predominantly people doing? Wearing backwards hats, a little bit saggy clothes. Everybody listens to some rap, hip hop, R&B, or gospel. Where did rock and roll come from? We are the fucking gods, and I'm not going to keep saying it. African Americans, all people are my people, but I am African American. Lamb's wool. This isn't cosplay. JB. I'm patiently waiting. Because I keep telling y'all what I want is the world to be fixed, and it's happening slowly. But there's other things I want to. Like, I don't know why African American men have it so fucking hard. I don't know why Africa is so tore apart. But it will change. I'm not asking for no glory. I'm not asking for a free handout. Y'all know what retribution is? All y'all in these religions have made covenants. All of y'all in these religions have made promises. Who do y'all think y'all talking to? The Lord will choose whom he will. I will be who I will be. Y'all have made covenants after promises after covenants with a sacred story and a sacred sect of something after robbing people's lands that people didn't understand. And I am back for what's mine. My lovely family, the world. The God of the world is the devil. I hope y'all talking about the Pope. I hope y'all talking about the Islamic Caliphate. I'm not worried about none of these institutions. I've told y'all in many of these videos, y'all have crucified graciousness. You don't. Y'all took Yehovah, Yehohanan, and Muhammad graciously carried it out throughout the whatever, because he tore Catholicism up. And then Josephus, the brother that was thrown in the pit, he threw himself in the pit. Found him. But Judah sure did go into Egypt to get him. Did y'all not? Right. Stein. All the time. So I've been listening to Rabbi Friedman say, stop stressing. God wants you to have a happy life. God, I am still in amazement that I can't say nothing because African Americans are talking about God, but that Judaism is God and Hashem. Y'all should research where these words come from. I keep telling y'all. But anyways, of Germanic origins. Trying to attack Ham, but it's Hashem. Boy. And then they'll say it's because it's Hashem. Boy, if y'all really think the God of Shem is blessed, boy, who are the Hyksos? But anyways, if y'all can keep getting people to play for a while and hate themselves so much that they don't think that they're Ham. But I'm not finna play. So anyways, these are the parts of the videos I don't really like. As I've told y'all, I love you all, but sometimes I'm told to deliver certain things. So I was told to tell you all that I am happy about Abraham Traore. I am happy about these nations that are coming together to kick France out of Africa and Europe. I was told to tell you all that there are positive messages coming forth and African Americans will see brighter days. And I was told to say I am patient, but my patience run thin, and African Americans will be getting reparations. Say it. And if you all martyr one more person in the African American community, you will be utterly fucking destroyed. Okay. So, I just want to tell people that capitalism really needs to take a step down and lower some of these prices and have an entire country-like reform. And then there needs to be different officials from different countries to come together, come to a consensus. I don't give a fuck about your religions and none of this bullshit. I want you to come together and discuss things because your money is fucking irrelevant and it no longer matters. Because if the world isn't fixed soon, there's going to be a problem. So, I love you all. I don't want to continue to see people fighting over stupid fucking religion and cosplay. And because if I continue to see Christians go in that book and talk about this means, that means, this means, that means, you're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. I am telling you, you're disrespecting something you don't understand. And if the dude said be peaceful and calm and love each other, then all the other stuff is cosplay. You can cosplay whatever you want as long as you follow my laws. There's 10 of them, but really there's a few more. So I hope you all can catch a few videos and in the video descriptions and see what I have in store. All these covenants you all made, killing animals and doing all sorts of stuff. Listen, I'm forgiving. It's an old, you guys are reading history and stuff. Let's start forward and make the world a better place. That's all I ask. That's not tyrannical. That's not Yahweh did all these things in the Old Testament and blah, 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 blah. But then somebody kicks in your front door and y'all, stop fucking playing mind games with me and fix the world. I don't give a shit about your 613 mitzvahs. You want to do 613 nice things? Okay. But that don't get you into fucking heaven. What gets you into the heart and becoming a nice person and more self-aware is being a nice person and becoming more self-aware. A lot of those are beautiful, but you got them from Egypt. Go do some research on the 42 laws of Maya. Look at those for a while. When you read God and see Jesus, start saying who I am, because God is spirit. I am spirit. And so whether you say it on the outside or on the inside, it's the spirit of who I am. And so am I violent? Am I oppressive? Am I all these other things? I heard, don't think about good and evil. Be fruitful and multiply. Live your life. And 10 simple laws. And a bunch of feed the orphans and widows. Help the oppressed and poor. When I say reparations, a lot of times the churches think I am a fucking idiot. Anything with the names God, Jesus, or the Holy Bible, and y'all still continue to go out here and make billions. When I say I will destroy something, do you guys think I'm just running around with lightning bolts? Do you think misuse? For any of you all who haven't been able to keep up to this point, there's a couple videos I can link in the description to let y'all know. A person's character can be destroyed. You're talking about God didn't save Trump. Why not? I like to see him make an ass of himself. So in the future, when everybody looks back and he either wins and they look like, what the fuck was wrong with these idiots? Or he loses and they think, what the fuck is wrong with him? Which one do you want? Do you want the whole country to look like a dumb fucking moronic country? Or do you want this man to be exposed? Because the last martyr, Abraham Lincoln, who you all were talking about, a freedom fighter, would you like me to link his a couple of his speeches and bios in there? The national anthem, who y'all had me thinking was the holy song, attached to a book that says, don't, in God's name we trust, idle nothing. If you do anything to the flag or the dollar bill, we'll fucking you up. Keep playing with me. Where's the Amalekites? Where's the Babylonians? Where's the Asiatic shepherd kings that tried to decimate Africa? I am a happy, loving person. Anybody who has a problem with what I'm saying, I hope you never need to defend yourself. Because I'm hearing these people talk about, we need to preserve the white race. We need to do everything to help the white race. We need to keep it alive, and we'll do anything to defend it. So can I do the same thing for mine? Can I do the same thing for people like me? My word and spirit are bond. I am who I am. JB. So, Juannie Jr. is going to continue to chill back and be patient. I'm enjoying these new videos of people, because if somebody's crying out, they're crying out to the Most High. I said in a recent video, y'all should just cry. Instead of trying to figure out all this lore and cosplay. Whatever you do need for your mind, okay. But sometimes you guys try to go off the deep end, trying to find a magical God to help defend, and then you destroy everything in the end. And that shit's not going to happen. Not in my story. Not in my town. Don't tread on me. Yeah. So, I was just discussing with a friend. I don't know what type of people that do not think, do not feel accountability, and do not have emotions. I think there's words for that. But I would that people begin to learn them. I see people learning all kinds of things. Learn accountability. Learn self-awareness. Learn to break down and say, oh my goodness, what the fuck have we done to a whole bunch of people? So then the healing can begin. So, sometimes I just want to get on camera and tell like 450,000 metaphors or start saying poetry and stuff, but, you know, one step at a time. One step at a time. Judaism, I would that you keep your promises, because it seems like a whole bunch of Christians are coming out saying that the Africans and African Americans are the chosen ones. I told y'all I feel, but I mean, I don't know what y'all mean when y'all say chosen, but if I am African American and I am who I am, then that means African Americans are my people. Is that racist? That's like if I go up to a German and he says Germans are my people. Duh, he's German. Now, if that German was to say conquer and take over everything, that'd be bad. But this guy who's talking about his people just wants freedom and freedom for everybody else. And a loving world where people aren't playing with monopoly money that feel real because it's silky. So, I love you all. I'm hoping that the reparations can come soon. I'm a patient man. Well, I am patient, and this man is lovely. A lot of people don't understand the word in spirit, and so I'm going to explain the spiritual crucifixion for anybody who cares to listen. You all come up to this clown and goofy and be like, ha 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 ha, who's this dumbass? And then inadvertently, somehow, I'm in there rent-free after being beaten and humiliated, right? So then over time, certain things happen. What? Who? Huh? Why is this happening? What's going on? Ooh. But now I'm up there with the Father. Because at first the Father was with the Father and he was clouded and disrespected. But then when the Son comes, gives the light, do you think the Father wants to continue to be a slave to fleshly concepts? So once I come with the name and the phrase and show that they're the Most High, you think their flesh or their conscience is going to overpower the truth of the love and spirit of the tethered connection to the light? Nothing wants to destroy itself. And when one has to destroy itself and can only place blame on itself for the things done, then it's a whole nother ballgame. So, I love you all, because y'all can mock any God you want. But if I say I am who I am, I'm the one who does anything, and I get mocked, what did you just do to yourself? because they don't understand what that phrase means. They think I'm talking about me. Like, if somebody comes up to me and says, "Are you the Christ?" And I'll be like, "No, you are." And they'll be like, "Sir, repent. What's going on?" I'll be like, "Oh, okay. Am I inside of you knowing how many husbands or wives you had? Am I the one on the inside that can see what you did last week or where you sat on a fig tree? Your architect is fucking clouded, and now you're raining down and acting an ass, attacking everybody, so to speak. But then when I relay that message, you said ass, you said blah, 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 blah. Return to the river." When I say that, I'm just simply saying, then go back and read the book some more. Maybe you should read about them prophets. So, you know what I mean? I just do what I can to the best of my ability. I'm sweet to the kind, and I'm light to the darkness, which is fire that does not consume. Yes, stay blessed, stay beautiful. Men treat women better, women treat men better, humans treat humans better. You know what I mean? Be nice to your pets, but how much more your neighbors? Are we gonna feed dogs steaks and have food for them every night while hundreds of millions, if not billions, of humans starve to death? While people have monopoly paper in their little magic bank vault? I was told to say it. Where are you at that who I am can't see? Who are you that is greater than that which I be? Who has played with the lords of man and returned from the quickness of the sand? Who will raise Leviathan and spirits fin? Who am I to be fucking played? I seek to only grab the dragon, and I don't even want to slay. Everything has a job, but I'm not the one to fucking play with. So when you come at me, your words will not slay it. So, you know, because people sometimes do things with the intent of maliciousness, even though I'll give you an example. I'm gonna give you two scenarios. Man, I'm sick of this motherfucker. I'm sick of this motherfucker president always starving all these people and these goddamn billionaires. They always fucking starving the poor. Everything I got, I try to help with other people, even if it's just my time and energy and woo-woo. And even if I ain't got the time and energy, I go back to helping myself until I can be kind to other people again. Because all that bullshit and religion, woo. But then you have this scenario. A couple of people sitting around after church or after some academic business meeting. And they're like, yes, oh, ha, 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 ha. Yes, it's such a shame. That Shelly is such a sinner. Yes, she doesn't even clean her dishes. And I thought I seen some ants on the counter. Girl, I know. The Lord does not have people's house looking like that. Thank you. Save, swoosh, Jesus. Which one was righteous? Although deep within, who was the one that was stressed? You see, in people's peace and they destroy a lot of shit. But in people's torment trying to fix, they harm themselves. So remain in that balance. Find that inner peace. Slay the beast. But don't make thyself its feast. Are you the Christ? Show me a sign and miracle. I'll give you a sign of Jonah in the belly of the beast. Or maybe you. Perhaps all of you people that are perpetuating Israel and you. These English words that you all turn into verbs to attack the weak instead of being motherfucking meek. I'm not talking about the meals, the poison bread. Pepperoni Farms remembers all those pigs seem to be dead. I'm talking about the spirit that's clouded and blinded by the lies. Who else wants to be King Christ, Lord of the Flies? They speak of all the blessings, but know nothing of the martyrdom. They speak of all the kingdoms, but really sound dumb. Because when I read almost 1 billion dead, I don't want no fucking crown on my head. I want the sword and the shield, so I can go after those who ignore thou shalt not be fucking killed. So, did I not say I was going to show the sign of Jonah in the belly of the beast? Maybe Jonah's upset. Maybe y'all have fucked his words up for far too long too. I don't know. So, I love you all. Have a good day. And, you know, the spectrum of man is interesting and a beautiful thing. And the creative power and nature of man is outside of thought, actually, if that makes sense. What can be created in here is infinite. But are you infinitely angry and full of misery? And if you are, can you do anything to battle that in any way, slowly but surely? Music, poetry, sports, jogging. Put on some headphones and jog for however long if you want to. I don't want to create a whole bunch of Forrest Gumps running through the wilderness, creating lumps, new gavels and judges to render bread, or perhaps another judgment from thine head. So, sorry, I smoke a little weed. I am the Most High. I mean, if none of you are smoking at the moment and I'm the Most High, did I just lie? Now think of those spirits that I'm talking about. The anger inside when other people step on your cosplay. But whose cosplay am I stepping on? I'm on my mount. I walk back to my mount. This girl one time, it was a while back, I forget her name. I think it's a fresh word or something like that. She's really refreshing sometimes. And what she does is she'll talk about word of the Lord. She'll talk about the word of the Lord that the Lord dropped in her spirit. And then one day, one of her words of the Lord, because I was talking about how, like, you heard me on this camera, I'm not finna be physically crucified. Y'all not finna mock me and woo, and I am the resurrection and the power and all that. She was like, I saw in my spirit today that the Lord, I saw something interesting. I saw a man on a cross, and all these people were trying to surround him. But for some reason, it wasn't like the other two crosses. The cross started hopping away. And yo, when she said that, and I'm envisioning it, because I told y'all the word in spirit, I'm envisioning these crosses and people, I just envisioned this cross just do, like, no, y'all got me fucked up. And I don't know why it connected to me, but that's why I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not doing this silly little cosplay shit. I'm giving logic and understanding. I'm the one who frees you from the land of Egypt. Now you want to hear me saying that and be like, he thinks he frees everybody, or you can use that spirit to start to build Jerusalem and your own son of man, or whatever y'all's Lord say, and start over and be reborn from a new perspective. So, you know, it is what it is. And I am who I am, a simple shepherd boy with the morning star. A man said, the dude, Yachu, he said, I am the morning star. And one of his call, the funny thing is, he said something about the God of this world is the devil. And then he said something else. And he was like, these people have been confused and transgressed, playing with the name of. And then I was just like, because this is your judgment. Because you have done that, that was you. So, and I was like, because you have done that, they're going to mock you for saying you're the God when a man has been crucified and we're not acknowledging it or saying his real name. It's like a theft. So then all of a sudden, his first caller, now this is just me thinking, his first caller said, I laughed, waited a second, said something else, and then he got kicked off or left or something. And I was like, holy shit, what a prediction. But then another man came on, and that's when he was like, I'm the morning star. And the caller was like, I thought Lucifer was the morning star. And then dude kind of had this look, he was like, and then he started saying some stuff, and then he was like, I am the star, it's risen, and all this other stuff. And I was like, boy. Because I'm going to tell you psychologically why everybody does that. No matter what anybody thinks, we all have our own perspective. Anything you ever know or anything I ever know is coming from in here. So everybody, I'm telling you, everybody's the king. We have our own beliefs, and we have our own sets of fears and rewards, punishments, rewards, and whatever. So when people hear somebody else usurping themselves over the whole land, initial, I am jealous. The sins of what the fuck they're doing is going to lay onto their character, and then the judge is going to send the officer to attack that person, so to speak, through character. Now, what I just said, if you can understand what that means, that's what's going to continue to happen. That's why I tell you all, I am the one who freed you from the land of Egypt. Okay, if you look at me and hear that and be like, blah, 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 blah. First of all, let me take that. Let me get out of ignorance. I am the one who freed you from the land of Greece and Rome, and Babylon and Persia. You are to have no gods before who I am. So if somebody hear me say that, that'll mean I'm calling you God, and they won't even realize it. But they'll hear me thinking I am God. Y'all think the gods are too good to be destroyed and imprisoned? Look at what happened to all the gods in the book. How much better in this day and age through confusion. You all are the gods. So if I say I am the one that freed you from the land of Greece and Rome and Egypt and Babylon and all them are the ones that imprisoned the gods, humans, us. Not these magical, fanatical comic books. Imagine I wake up in 1,000 years for whatever reason and Captain Superhero, America, Superman, God, the duo of the Trinity when Spider-Man comes later. Now imagine if we saw that. Now imagine if somebody was to wake up from Egypt from the year 35, whatever, 1500 BC, and Amos is like, what the fuck are they doing? Did they take my character? I'm telling you all. So be cool, enjoy y'all lives, and try to help to the best of y'all ability, and try to be as normal as you can. See, I shouldn't even just said that. I am sorry. Live your lives, live peacefully, don't harm others, and continue to fix my people in my countries and the indigenous people around the world, and stop harming homosexuals and women. And women over in the West, I suggest y'all come back down off the mountain and come back to level ground. Because I'm telling y'all are out there. I am sure there are a bunch of Muslim women in tunnels. This is, when I say tunnel, that's a metaphor for like in the dark or in a closet somewhere, watching educational videos, and then every once in a while they'll get to see a video of American women and probably start crying. Like, balance. So let's be more respectful. Let's have an ego, but not be egotistical. Let's have some more self-respect, but not be respecter of persons. When I say that, basically like, you know what I mean, man? Don't be trying to make favorites and then destroy everybody else. That's not your little favorite in your little club. But if you like being around somebody more than somebody else, okay. But you don't have to be disrespectful to do that. But if they disrespect you, I don't know. I'm not there. But you are. You know when you're sitting under the fig tree. You know how many husbands you've had. Play with I am who I am if y'all want to. And fuck around and find out.